Hey there, this is Jackie Bros.
Hey there.
And that's Dunlap, and we want to thank you for coming on computer radio with us.
Hey, well, we just want to tell you, if you listen to this, it's episode 69.
Yeah.
But we put up a special bonus episode 68 last week, in the middle of the week, towards the end of the week.
Sponsors all sponsors too.
Sponsors all sponsors too. If you may have missed that, if you want to go back, walk down memory lane and be, oh, yeah, I remember that. Go download that one.
It's on the computer too.
Yeah, extra for you.
Extra, there's always something extra on the computer for you. Always. Every time somebody showed me how to get on there, there's an ad over here, click this, click that, something extra. So be careful I always say be careful on the computer anyway. Somebody looking at you, paying attention to everything you do, and half the stuff on the computer ain't worth looking at to begin with. I'll say you right now. So if you're on there clicking this or touching that for extra, make sure it's sponsors all sponsors too.
Well, so you're saying, you're just warning people not to click, what are you telling them?
The computer got stuff all over it. You don't need to mess with none of it. Don't touch, ain't nothing good on a computer. Nothing.
To be honest, you probably, in Jackie's world, be safer not even to try to listen to our podcast.
Well, you run the risk of, what do they call it? Get the virus and this and that, all,
get your bank card information.
Yeah, anything you get on there. Somebody paying attention to what you look at, what you do on there.
Put pornography on there.
Well, yeah, that's I know that goes without saying. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, people stuff all the time. Kids get kicked out of school. Everything all on the computer. All of it.
Kids get kicked out of school for what? For having pornography.
Pornography all. It's on the computers. They need to go back to using notebooks and pencils and just writing stuff down and not putting all the kids on the computers. You put the kids on the computer, next thing you know is pornography, this and that.
You hear that siren?
Yeah, it's next door.
Longhorns dance parlor.
Yeah, fighting.
Dancing parlor. Is it dancing or dance parlor?
I always called it dancing. I don't know on the sign over there. It's weathered so much I can't. I can make out Longhorns and I can make out parlor, but it looks like it's either dancing or dance is something.
It could be Longhorns dance is parlor.
Yeah, I can't make it out.
Always a fight, always a scuffle, always drunks. Don't matter time
on the weekend. Yeah.
And Wednesday nights when it's ladies' night, look out.
Yeah, after church. After church dance, ladies.
The after church dance.
Wednesday nights after you get out of church, I know a lot of women go to the church Wednesday night meeting and then they go down there and dance.
Church ladies just looking for a little fun.
I don't know. It's okay if they ain't Pentecostal. I mean, you go. I think they Methodist what it is, but you can dance.
Oh, well, that explains.
Well,
it.
yeah.
You can dance if you're Methodist.
Well, they come here in the store, and then they get the cigarettes, and then they go down over there.
Well, who are these Methodist ladies? I want to meet them. I think I could have a good time.
You don't want to. They having a good time on own. They don't need you over there.
They cannot wait to get out of Wednesday night service to get a pack of cigs and kick off their shoes and start grinding up against some. Oh,
they ain't. You don't know they're doing all that. They're grown women. If they want to buy cigarettes and go dancing, be glad they can still do it in this country. For too long, they won't be able to do that.
Why won't they be able to do that?
Obama.
Did you hear that honking?
Somebody going. I can hear it. It's a window right there. I can hear
somebody going to. Excited to be going to Longhorns.
I ain't deaf yet.
We need to get Longhorns to be a sponsor on here. We talk about them enough.
I ain't going to have that old trouble over there. You bring some of that trouble on yourself. See, that's the kind of sponsors you get. You get none of my sponsors are going to turn around on me. All them, half of your sponsors are in jail right now. More than half of them. You get to something like Longhorns, police heading over there all the time, and you on here, computer, talking about it. You associate yourself. That's what I'm talking about, computer.
It's like on Facebook, if you like Longhorns and then the police do a raid down there,
They know, yeah. They
go to your
can see
Facebook
on the
page,
computer.
say, well, he liked it. He should be in jail too.
Don't you know this thing? There's computer police on there. Computer police.
Jackie, do you think any of this? I'm not saying with Obama and the NSA and computer hackers and Facebook privacy settings.
I
and
don't know what any
a
of that
world where
is. And
children
I
don't even really know what private. I'm not saying what you're saying is. Here's what's scary to me is basically you are just doing what you usually do, which is just the ramblings of a paranoid old man who doesn't understand the modern
Oh,
world.
there ain't no good come from a computer yet. Ain't no good at all come from one. Don't try to sit there and tell me I'm crazy and old.
Well, what I'm going to say is I think your crazy old ramblings are actually starting to line up with reality.
Well, that's what I've been saying. And if I've been old since then, so be it. Don't matter how old you are if you talk sense.
Even a crazy clock is right 7 times a day.
Well, can be, I guess, yeah.
Because, a crazy clock numbers
You don't
be
know what it's
weird.
going to be, yeah.
So it
Be
could
right.
be 7 times a day or crazy. Did you ever have a crazy clock when you were growing up?
Well, as soon as it went like that, I throw it in the trash to get a good one.
No, I mean there was a toy, the crazy clock, and you'd get it, and you'd hang it up on your wall.
I don't use no toy to tell time. Hell.
Well, it was to help teach kids. It had a clown face on it, and it was supposed to learn how to tell clown with crazy clock. But the thing is, the numbers were all wrong, and they'd move around on the clock,
Yeah.
so you never knew what time it was. So I think the lesson you were supposed to take from that was you look at crazy clock and it's all fucked up, and you go, "Why?
Hey, watch your mouth. I don't
I
want to
gotta
hear it.
go into the den and look at the big clock."
That's the biggest waste of time to learn to teach someone about time I ever heard in my life.
Well, no, if you're at a party and somebody's like saying a bunch of stuff that you say, I suspect this gentleman is incorrect, and then you go look it up on Wikipedia. And
Right
you've
there, what you
learned.
just described. That
You've
ain't no
learned.
party I want to go to. Somebody saying, "Oh, he's incorrect." That ain't no party I want to go to. I ain't gonna go no party
Which
like
is the
that.
part you don't like, the guy being incorrect or the people standing around saying he's
People
incorrect?
sitting around saying it. I know half the time I sit around a bunch of people. Back in my day, you go to a party, be 4 or 5 of you sitting around, drink a few beers, have a good time. It don't matter what I know he's full of you know what, but I don't sit there and call him on it every time. Just let it go. Just let it go.
Well, with Wikipedia in your pocket on your phone, you can pull it up and say, hey, nope, sorry, buddy, you are misinformed.
I'd like to see somebody try to take their phone, Wikipedia, whatever on it, and try to show it to any of my friends. See what happens.
What are you drinking?
That's just some it's.
What are you drinking? You can't share. What, are you afraid I'm going to ask for some? You afraid you don't want to share with your friend?
It's my drink. You worry about your drink.
What is that? It smells like straight gasoline.
It ain't gasoline. It ain't nothing. Don't worry about it.
Did Moo Paul come down out from the holler with another case?
I don't know whether it did or whether it didn't. Yeah.
You got to ice it down. That's true. When Moo Paul comes out up from the holler, you can't just drink it straight. You got to put some ice. You got to water it down.
You sit there and say Moo Paul from a holler. Sounds like we live in Andy Griffith or something.
What? That's his name is Moo Paul. He lives down in a holler. I wondered about that. I wondered if people who listen to this. We're about to get the show underway, folks. We just had a lot.
We're supposed to do the
lot of
sponsors
small
at the top,
talk.
and then do the show. You do the sponsor. That's what we said to make it easier, because he's been trying to cut all these sponsors out of everyone.
So we were gonna
put all these
start-
long ones together, and you sit in this and go through it over and over again.
Launch
It
right
just-
into the sponsors.
It just sounds like people screaming, and I don't know what part is which. He don't know how to cut it out of there to put it in other things. So I said, well, just do the sponsors at the top of the show. That way you know.
But now here it is.
We're 25 minutes in, and nobody
talking
done
about-
nothing.
Listen, first
Asking
of
me
all,
what I'm drinking.
I
Hell,
want to address. How much did you get from him, Mo? Because I'd like a sip of that.
that's mine. You drink what you got.
It smells like exhaust in here. I mean, it's what this, and I ain't saying it ain't good, but I'm saying what Moo Paul makes.
Sometimes it's stronger than other times.
Fragrance-wise.
Depends on the batch you get in, and this one's particularly strong. I got to ice it down. Like, you're right. You got to ice it down.
It smells like what I would imagine Rush Hour in Yugoslavia smells like.
You just sip on it. I just sip on it. That's all I do.
In a Prego jar.
That's what he puts it in, yeah.
And you just drop some ice in there.
Yeah.
Because you got to water it down a little bit.
You got to, yeah. For me, I can't. I'm an old man up there in age. I can't drink that back like I used to. I sure as hell can.
I just want to stress to people, Murfreesboro is the suburbs. It's the southern suburbs. It's the suburbs. I don't want you to get this impression that we're a bunch of hillbillies sitting on the porch with a sleepy old
Well, that's
dog.
what you see. You build up them stereotypes when you say now to you and I, Moo Paul from a holler. That sounds just like we're here every day.
Moo Paul Moo Paul drives a Prius.
Well, yeah, got him on the trunk drives up there.
Yep. I mean, he does live in the holler, but he's got a nice house. He's got they just added on to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Built it out a little bit and more windows, open it up. They got to put an island in there because they cook a lot.
He built a deck further back, too, out in the back. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah, because, he got that new grill. He has a lot of parties out there.
Yeah. Yeah, like get-togethers here and there. Yeah.
Now, he makes moonshine.
Well, yeah.
And he lives in the holler. But, I mean, I don't know what this is where hillbilly meets gross suburbs. Just sort of the bland.
It didn't always used to be that way, but that's the way it is now. It has been for a while, I'd say. Yeah.
People say, has Murfreesboro lost its character? That's what some people around town feel like, because there's a McDonald's on every corner and a Starbucks, and we got all these Best Buys, and
it's like everything else.
It's like
nowadays.
Everything else.
Yeah. It used to be this, and now it's that. But for me, having 3 Walmarts is a good thing.
Because you never that far from one.
Well, I need you need something. Walmart probably gonna have it most likely.
If they added one more Walmart in Murfreesboro, two of them would have to be touching, just because those parking lots are so big.
Well, it's eventually could at some point, if you did that, you'd be surrounded by Walmart.
That we could become the town of Walmart.
It would be like a wall. It's just a wall of Walmart surrounding you,
like a moat, like a wall moat.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me.
There might be a little bit of town in the middle of all those Walmarts.
Well,
but what would you need that's not going to be in the Walmart? You might want to slow down on that.
I'm sipping it. Yeah.
Now you say, well, does having that many Walmarts, does that ruin the character? Does that, let's keep like.
I know every time you walk into Walmart, Democrat gets mad. I'll say that. And there's plenty of Democrats shopping in Walmart too, but I know a lot here in a local, town. Somebody come in here at the local meeting, Democrat fundraiser, whatever, complaining about Walmart. Don't you walk into Walmart, all of you. Walk in there, I'll be ashamed of yourselves. So I walk into Walmart with my head high, and I hope every one of them sees me go in there.
Now, why do Democrats not want you to go Walmart? Because
I don't know.
Minimum wage down?
Minimum wage don't pay, but see, now I'll give you an example. They don't pay you enough, right? Well, Walmart don't pay me enough. Well, go out and do something on the side like my greater friends did.
They opened up a whole greater.
They're not going to let Walmart determine their fate. Walmart pays you for what you do there, and if you don't like what they pay you, then get your job somewhere else.
They took the skills they learned at Walmart.
If you look at that, Walmart is a training ground, is what it is for the future.
Walmart is sort of, I would say, the college of America in the future.
Yeah.
You learn. We're not saying cut Walmart out of your life, because that's kind of impossible. But at some point, your life is going to intertwine with Walmart. Then you take what you learned there, and you turn it into a business, Yeah, and look at how many little independent businesses we have on here as sponsors, not just greeters
Right.
that
yeah.
Jackie just mentioned, but I mean everybody from Little Helen's to
I'm sure some of them worked at Walmart at one time or another.
or shopped there,
Or certainly shop there by all means, yeah.
slept one off in the parking lot.
Well,
How much business did TT Slot do?
oh, hell, I don't want to know anything about it.
So we're not a bunch of damn hillbillies down here.
I know we're not. I'm not saying it. I mean, we talk Southern. We're from the South, born and raised here, and I'm proud of it. But it ain't, it ain't Little Abner. You know,
No.
it ain't even like I said, Andy Griffith no more.
Nope.
Andy Griffith, I'd settle for. That'd be fine. Kind of was like that years and years ago.
Not anymore.
A little darker, a little, worse things happened, but for the most part,
Like you couldn't. There were some crimes committed here.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, a lot people had to shoot a gun every now and then. Good Lord. I mean, that's a TV show. Is different. Nice like Andy. It was like Andy Griffith show, except robbery, rape, and things of that
Murder.
nature. Yeah. Those sort of things happen on a more regular basis than they did.
Sure.
And people died. People you knew. Nobody in
Yeah.
Mayberry had ever died. People,
Lots of divorce and sex crimes,
Well,
sexual
yeah.
perversion.
Yeah, there are things like it's a sick world, sad world. But I mean,
Uh,
they had the good side of it and the Griffith side, and then they had all that stuff you talking about. Yeah,
Lots of drug use.
well, sadly, yeah,
Some racial tensions at different times.
yeah, different time at a different
Here
time.
and
A
there.
lot of that stuff. Yeah, they never had that. Of course, they didn't have
On the Andy
on
Griffith
Griffith
show.
didn't have that problem.
Well,
If-
they did. They didn't show.
not that it's a problem. Now back then people looked at it that way. Both sides thought it was a problem. You can admit that.
They did have moonshiners on Andy Griffith though, like Moo Paul and
Oh, well, that's what you said. It sounded like Ernest Tubb come down and throw rocks at stuff. this and
Ernest
that.
Tubb. Ernest T. Bass.
Ernest T. Bass, yeah, get on there.
Ernest Tubb, Texas Troubadour,
Yeah, well, yeah.
walks across Texas.
They're both of them good. I like both
Both
of
of
them.
them are good.
I get good things confused sometimes. When it sounded like
You
I
are
can't
old.
help it. Well, if it sounded like I know what I'm trying to say. you
Those
figured
words
it
don't
out.
sound alike. It's one name, the same, and then T.
Like I said, when it's both good.
And Moo Paul doesn't come from like a family of moonshiners. He took a course.
He just started doing this about 5-6 years ago. I
Yeah,
guess,
it's like
that.
artisan moonshine, and he also like pickles. Does like artisan pickling, like heirloom tomatoes. You can get you some pickled heirloom tomatoes.
He tried to make some wine one time. Wasn't no good. Bitter. I don't like wine much anyway. But
But he's still opening up that restaurant.
yeah, I
He's
guess so.
got
Yeah, well.
tapas. So if you're in Murfreesboro, that's probably be done in the summer. So if you want to come down there to Moo Paul's and get some tapas at his restaurant, and then he'll sell you some shine in the Prego jar. But
Shine ain't illegal no more. Used to be.
Sure.
They'd come and lock you up for that sort of thing years and years ago, but not anymore.
Moo Paul's kind of a hipster, I guess, if you look at it.
I don't know
More
what
than
what you call it. Anyway, he makes this up. It's pretty good sometimes, strong than others, but it's good.
So, what were you going to say?
I'm going to do my sponsor.
Oh, yeah, let's go to the sponsors.
Just go ahead
We
and.
can just snip this. It'll just lift right out of this episode.
All right, we can cut all this out. I don't care. I don't know how you do it. Well, I'm trying to do my part as every Murfreesboroian should when it comes to Hurtbird. $25 see Hurtbird. Last is 3 and 11. Now it's Hurtbird 3 still there. I think 8. I don't know all the numbers, but it ain't 3 through 11 no more. Some of them died. But they're hanging in there doing good. Go take a look at those Hurtbirds. Take that money, put it to good use, see some fascinating nature. And
Hurtbird's okay.
he's hanging in there, yeah.
Hurtbird 2 died.
Well, they knew Hurtbird 2 was
Previously.
going to die. Hurtbird 2, you knew it was going to die. It's just a matter of when.
Hurtbirds 3 through 11.
Some of 'em-
Some of them are dead. But there's no new hurt birds. There's not like a 12 or a
No,
17.
Shane. But I told you what happened. He it was a storm and everything else. It ain't like birds are dying left and right. It seems like that when
It does seem like that.
When all of them get hurt at one time.
Yeah, that'll do it. And it was a little weird coming right on the tail of him making so much money off of hurt bird getting hurt and then parading him around for people to look at it and having the fundraiser. He must have just raked in thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden, here's all these extra hurt
No,
birds.
he wouldn't. That don't even make no sense. How does that?
No, it doesn't, really.
You're hurting all your merchandise to make more money for the merchandise is hurt. It don't make any sense.
It sounds to me like Hurt Bird realized he wasn't making no money.
Oh, hell.
Wait, Dr. Birdman was like, the bottom is falling out of my selling of illegal exotic birds. I need a new way to make some money.
Oh, hell.
And he just started hurting birds.
His
He may
business-
have stumbled into it when Hurt Bird, New Year's Eve bird first became Hurt Bird when they got him during the capture. That could have just been
Him and
happenstance.
Yeah, him and Jimmy.
Jimmy is henchman.
He's not a henchman. He's somebody works for him every now and then. Just because he worked for him don't make him a henchman. Anyhow, I'm trying Hurt Bird's looking good, getting some of his color back. Some of them other birds doing all right. It's $25 it's doing it, too, and it's bringing everything back. So if you get a chance, he'll either be here or Big Lots parking lot with Hurt Bird and the rest of them. That's how I'm going to say it now. I don't know how else to do it. I don't know how many numbers it is. But Hurt Bird and the rest of them will be down there. $25, have a gander, a look, learn some things. Any questions you have while you're looking at the birds, Dr. Birdman will answer them for you. So go on down there.
Any questions? Like we could get to the bottom of a lot of stuff.
Now, I don't know about you down there wearing them out. Anybody else has a legitimate question concerning the animals, I'm sure he'd help you.
I bet he'd just ignore me. I'd be the Major Garrett of this
Oh, hell.
question and answer session.
Because you go down there trying to rile somebody up, that's all you do. You wouldn't have a real question.
I just want the truth.
Well, I told you what the truth is, and if you don't like that, then I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
can tell
good.
you.
It sounds like things are looking up at least. Hurt Bird's doing better.
Let me run through. Go down there and say Hurt Bird looking good. More money, the better he's gonna get. Gonna get that operation he needs. Rest of them, some of them will be all right. And it also says here that Monkey from Monkey Show was doing better. So yeah, go on down there.
Wait. What was the matter with the monkey? Dr. Birdman at one point had a monkey show where he had a monkey.
Dr. Birdman's Monkey Show, yeah.
Yeah, and the monkey would smoke cigarettes and ride something.
His tricycle
Yeah.
in the circle and then smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes out of it. Well, that's what happened. Though the monkey had cancer, and it didn't look good, but I guess it's doing better. It says here. So
Wait, what? He had a sick monkey, and he didn't. Every bird gets hurt, he fastens it to the back of his truck and parades it around so everybody comes and gives him money to pay to look at the sick bird. He had a sick monkey. That seems like a bonanza.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't nobody want to look at a monkey going through chemo. Ain't no amount of money anybody paid to look at that. It's pitiful, pitiful. I'm ashamed you'd even consider.
He's the one with the hurt birds.
Birds and monkeys is different. It's 2 different animals, 2 different things.
I guess.
Nobody, I didn't think a monkey is gonna smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes. You sit there and pay $4 or $5.
Just chaining them.
Yeah, you saw him out there one time, and it not for show, like on his break too.
Yeah, the smoking wasn't part of the show. That's just the monkey's habits.
No,
That's his
it was
personal
part of the
habit.
show because he'd hand him cigarettes.
Sure, but I mean, it wasn't like he taught the monkey to smoke. I think that monkey came to Dr. Birdman already with that.
He'd be in
Problem.
the cage ready to go through a carton before he get out there for the people.
So it wasn't like a trick to the monkey. To the monkey, it was like, finally.
It's funny to look at. It's worth paying for to look at it. Monkey smoke, that's always funny. Cigar, anything.
But eventually it catches up with him.
Well, this one did, yeah.
Well, I'm proud of Dr. Birdman. That's a rare show of restraint from him. He did not take the chemo monkey and tie the hospital bed to the back of the
Well,
bumper
maybe
of his.
hopefully he got that monkey one of them what do you call it? What e-cigarette? What is it called?
Oh, e-cigarette.
Yeah,
So the monkey's on the e-cigarette.
it lights
now.
up. It just lights up. It's like a play cigarette
Well, I
for
see
children.
how a monkey would like that. Something lights up.
Well, I think it's got nicotine in it too. I think.
Yeah, but any monkey like to look at something go glowing.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
well, he's doing better evidently. So yeah.
Well, good. It does my heart good to hear about an animal that's in Dr. Birdman's possession, probably illegally, that he is not.
It ain't nothing
turning-
illegal. He has a license to have exotic birds and various primates, monkeys, anything of that nature.
Dr. Birdman, I'm just realizing we've been talking about him for a long time, but he has a pretty big operation. He's got
It is, yeah.
all these birds to be wanted by the federal government.
He is not wanted by nobody. Hell,
And why can he not tell you exactly where he's going to be?
he's a
And when?
traveling salesman. That's what he does. Traveling salesman, physician.
He's
You
got
don't
all-
stay in one place. His business is that flatbed truck he's got.
So now he's got all these birds, buy sales birds. He's got hurt bird laid up sick with the hospital get up. All the other hurt sick birds. Then he also is a doctor, so he's got all that equipment. He has his henchman
Well,
Jimmy.
he ain't got a lot of equipment. Like he'll send you where you need to go. As far as a doctor, he got like a doctor bag. Stethoscope, and he gives shots too, whatever that is. But I mean, that's if you got something real serious, he'll send you where you need to go. Him practicing as a practicing physician, you saying he got all. It ain't like he got a hospital. He got a doctor bag, and we give
Some
people
pills.
shots. Yeah, pills and shots. Yeah.
So it's more like a doc in a box, like in a bird box, like a doc in a bird
Well,
box.
He made a lot of people feel better.
And then he's got Jimmy to worry about, and then he's got this monkey. Now the monkey's sick.
Well, it's doing better. It just said, the monkey's doing better.
That's just a lot of sickness in his life.
Well, anyway, it said the monkey's doing better.
Ain't no good news, is there?
Well, I just said the monkey's doing better. If you think that's good news, I guess it ain't the monkey dead. So, how you ever want to take it, I
It's just
guess.
a lot to. I guess I'm feeling a little sorry for Dr. Birdman right
You
now.
don't like monkey. He going through a lot.
He is going through
He
a
was
lot.
already going through that monkey. He was tore up over that, and then all this happened with Hurt Bird and the
And
rest
trying
of
to
them.
raise that money. You got that doctor.
Well, all his money, like I said, you put a monkey through chemo.
Well,
And
rains it
you
pours.
on here running them down all the time. Think
I-
about your actions sometimes. Think about your actions.
I guess I just. Even if he is doing this for profit, I mean, desperate times, a desperate man with a cart with a truck full of sick animals, and then Jimmy needing his salary, his henchman's salary, and there's some European bird specialist demanding hundreds of thousands of dollars to make hurt bird better. It is a lot on. You know what? I may go talk to him and just say, anything I can do, let me know.
Oh, hell, just leave him be. Leave him alone. He's going through enough. He don't need you over there.
That's probably for the best.
Well,
Hey, I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, and I think you're going to like this one because it ain't about anybody that's in prison or likely to go.
we'll see about that.
Wet breads.
Oh, yeah.
Let's change the subject from cancer and monkeys to something everybody can get their mouth around, which is a pile of delicious wet soaking bread.
Delicious. Yeah, it is. Wet Bread's one of the best restaurants here in town. Like we were talking about Murfreesboro, I don't know why we need McDonald's and all that stuff when you
'Cause we got wet
we
breads.
got wet breads. There's a lot of good. People say, "Oh, there's too many restaurants here in town." I say, "Well, there may be, but there's one I sure am glad it's here, and that's Wet Breads."
When you say everything, Murfreesboro has all these restaurants and businesses just like everywhere else in America. Someday, everywhere else in America is going to have a wet bread.
If
and
they're
they
lucky.
finally get to franchising because wet bread is so good. It's not like anything else in America. And it's like those bumper stickers that say "Keep Portland Weird." Like here in Murfreesboro, we have bumper stickers that say "Keep bread wet," because that's our civic pride. Because we love wet bread so much because it's so good. I mean, it ain't like nothing else.
It ain't nothing like it. I rolled my eyes when they first opened up. I'm like, wet bread?
Come on.
What the hell is that?
Get over yourselves.
I went in there and sure enough, had me some. Best thing I ever put in my mouth. Didn't ever would have thought of it. That's the reason they're originators, you know. I never would have thought of it beforehand. They thought about getting that bread as wet as they can get.
Come to Jesus moment with the wet bread.
If you want to put it that way, I don't know.
I mean, it's almost religious, almost a religious.
It's good, yeah.
The only thing I can think of in Murfreesboro as good as wet bread is the cobbler. That we don't want to say his name because the man's a real son of a bitch. But you
don't
go in
say
there,
his name on there.
You put up with it. Somebody we talked about him last week. He wasn't a sponsor. He just come up in another part of the show. We like the food comes up a lot in different parts of the show.
Somebody a lot to eat here. A lot of eating.
Somebody said, well, that sounds like a soup Nazi. No, because the soup Nazi had rules. Soup Nazi on Seinfeld. Jackie, did you like Seinfeld?
I didn't watch that. No.
He had rules, and if you didn't follow the rules, and he throw you out. He'd get mad. There's no rules in here. You just walking into an abusive relationship. It's like trying to pacify somebody who you know is just going to lash out at you. I mean, it's like any abusive relationship. Any woman, you say, honey, you got to get out of that. You need to go to a shelter, whatever. Like, no, he just needs, sometimes he's like this, but, it was my fault. It's always your fault when you go in to get this cobbler and you leave out, out of there feeling guilty. Like, why did I push his buttons? What did I do? What could I have done better where he wouldn't have got so mad? Nothing. And the only way you can make yourself feel better is eating that cobbler.
And you will feel better.
Because it's so
You'll
good.
get a cussing you like you never had before in your life.
Personal. Just gets personal.
Your veins popping out in your neck and everything else. And the only thing keeping you from balling up your fist is, that's me personally, when I go in there. And because I think, I don't sit around demand respect, for every elderly person, but you ought not talk to people. I've lived a few years. I know a few things. These people don't have manners. And now you know how me, I don't like bad language. I don't like people treat me with disrespect. I don't care for it. And you think you'd have just at least a little bit of respect. I don't say I deserve more than anybody else, but I've been around for a few years, and I think I'm a pretty decent old fella. And this man cussed me up and down like I ain't ever been cussed before.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't. You don't know whether you welling up to knock him down or whether you crying. I never had no cussing like that. My daddy knocked a fire out of me, did things to me, and nothing like this.
Did things to you? What did he do to you?
Just punish you. Back in the days they didn't have, people say child abuse, this and that, but my mom and dad knocked a fire out of me growing up, and I needed it. When I earned it, that's what I got, But
so you have a victim's mentality already. So you are.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just saying.
Your pump is pride.
I was scared. I'm saying I was scared of my mom and daddy to do wrong, and the fear I got ain't nothing compared to this man. Nothing. I mean, I'll just say it right now. It's fear. I don't know what else to say. But I get in there, and I don't know if I'm going to hit him or start crying or this and that, but I know what's coming at the end of it and just sit there and take it.
It's so good. It's such a good cobbler.
I don't know. Maybe it's something he gets you so riled up, your brain releases chemicals. I don't know.
Maybe that's it.
I don't know.
Your brain releases chemicals that makes a cobbler taste even better than you thought it was going to.
I don't know. It's like you got to.
It's like you're in an abusive relationship when they calm down and.
Well,
say, come here, baby, give me a kiss. And you're like, I love
now
him.
the man owned it. His cousin owned it before him. It's his cousin, I think. When he ran it, nicest fella he ever did meet.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice fella, and the cobbler tastes just as good.
Yeah, but
so I don't know what
better.
it is.
I think it's a little better.
It may.
And what he could have killed that guy? Is that what we were implying?
I ain't gonna say nothing on here. You better hope that man. I ain't gonna say his name, but you better hope he don't ever click on computer wrong place. Get on here and hear that.
We don't want to
You
say
just
this
giving
guy's
him
name.
You giving him something to talk about next time you go in there for some of that cobbler.
And that's a weird thing. You never see him outside of the cobbler place.
I never seen that man nowhere but back there with that apron on and that big spoon of his waving it at you.
The way he talks to you in the cobbler place, he probably stays hid because he can't go out. Because if you saw him in a situation,
Well, he didn't have no cobbler near him.
Right.
I'd run that man over with a car.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do it, but I would want to.
right when there's no reward of cobbler at the end of it, your mind can think clearly. You can go, that son of a bitch needs a killing.
I'd be scared to see him somewhere like that, just out.
Well, he can't go out.
Well,
He
I
can't go
know
anywhere.
he knows he can. He better not.
It's like Woody Allen now. Can't go anywhere
Yeah.
without people yelling at him.
Yeah.
But worse.
Oh, yeah, worse than that, yeah.
So we can't say this.
That ain't worse than molesting a child. Is that what you were saying?
No, people get madder at Cobbler Man than they get at Woody Allen.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Because, I mean, Cobbler Man has attacked them personally.
Well, he didn't molest the children or nothing
No,
like
I'm
that.
not saying. What do we know? I don't know that.
I don't know. It's bad enough you don't need any child molestation talk involved in it.
But he brings it up. He accuses you of child molestation.
Well, he's done that. I've heard him accuse Lord knows how many people. Well, there was a man that taught him at PE when he was growing up.
Oh, right. He said, and we don't know if it's true or not, but now it's out there. See, sometimes people come in there and you go like, well, I've heard stories about what him and his kids or him when they'd have those scout troops over, but nobody talked to, people
Well,
say,
I'm talking about the fella that taught him PE. He started calling him kickball this and that when he come up there for his cobbler. And sit there into his face and accuse him of molesting him.
Well, maybe it's true then, though. Maybe it was true for Cobbler.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to
if
think
that
about
really
it.
happened,
So
then-
I don't want to talk about it, let alone think about it, going there to get cobbler. I'm just
Let
saying.
me just say this. If this awful, awful person who makes this delicious cobbler really was molested in junior high by his PE teacher, then we've been saying he's an awful person. But he's pretty brave to stand up in that store and to say, did he say that he got him too?
He said he was molested.
Wow.
He was accusing the other man of it. And I don't, if he's,
Well, this took a turn.
it didn't take a turn. You the
I
one that
forgot
brought up
about
old stupid Woody Allen and this and that.
Yeah,
But
I shouldn't have done that.
there's no reason to ever bring up old Woody Allen
No,
ever for
there's not.
nothing.
You're right.
You talk about movies, you bring them up, conversation's gonna go awful. You talk about molesting children,
Yeah.
bring him. It's
gonna
awful.
go to a
Everything.
It's going to go to a dark place.
But he accused another man of molesting him. You know who I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
see,
say
we
no
don't know.
names on here. I ain't gonna say no names on here. But I don't think he did it. I think he was just screaming and
We don't
hollering at
know,
him
though.
to say
We don't
something.
know. We weren't there.
I wasn't there, but it seems like it's just something awful to say,
Yeah,
which
but
it
here's
is.
the thing about the cobbler man is that he gets personal. He attacks you. He brings up rumors. He brings up private things that only you and the cobbler man know. Sometimes you go, how did he know? Well, it's like he's got every house in Murfreesboro bugged or something.
He talks
listening.
about Mrs. Broyles when I go in there.
What does he say?
Just stuff about her having a stroke, this and that. It's just the worst.
Yeah, but he doesn't make up stuff. He'll say, you stupid wife can't talk. She had a stroke. You need to roll her out in the middle of the street. If you had an ounce of balls, you blow her brains out instead of her.
All right, enough. I ain't gonna listen to that from
That's
you.
what he says. But he doesn't make up stuff. So if he accused that guy of child molesting, I'm gonna take it as the gospel. I never heard him say. Now he has said, like, say a scout troop leader comes in, he'll say, "What do you do with?" I heard story. He'll say, but he always puts it in the context of this is hearsay or conjecture, or I wonder if you don't get turned on being around all them little boys. But for him to say you molested those little boys, he would need to know. He would have some proof. He would have some knowledge.
I don't know.
And that just for him to overcome that and find the strength to confront that guy in the store and then still give him some cobbler, I mean, that kind of puts him in a different light for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Wet Breads got a new product line coming out, Jackie. They're rolling out a brand new, delicious. Oh boy, Jackie, you ain't gonna believe what they got for you now at Wet Breads.
Just can't get child molest, all that awful talk is all and it's awful and it's messing with my head. And at the
I'm
same
sorry,
time,
I don't know why.
I want some peach cobbler at the same time.
Man, that's how people get fetishes,
What?
where it all gets mixed up.
All right, I don't.
Can't you change gears? You see how I just changed gears, went right back into that Wet Breads?
I can't get peach. You talk about wet bread and it's not going good with my peach cobbler.
Oh, I hope Wet Breads don't get mad about me bringing up child molesting during that.
All right.
Plus, I spent so much
know.
time on the cobbler, man.
I don't want to hear any more about it. That's it. Go on. I'll try to get it out.
You know, sometimes I should take just like a half second to think about not just what I'm going to say, but the repercussions of where it's going to head. Where just saying one thing could lead us down a road where it just gets darker and darker. You know how you turn off the main road like this would be a shortcut, and then the road just gets darker and trees.
Yeah.
Overgrown. You're like, where am I? And somebody comes out of a shack with the gun. You say, you looking for Loretta? And you got to get out of there.
That's where we at. Yeah.
Anyway, Wet Breads is coming out, Jackie. Wet Breads heard this song. I don't know if you've ever heard this song by Eddie Rabbit.
Oh, I like Rainy Nights. I love a rainy night. Yeah.
Yeah, this should help bring you out of this.
I'll need, please. Eddie Rabbit's always good. Yeah. I like talking about it. That puts you in a good mood.
Driving my life away.
Driving my life away. Just listening to Eddie Rabbit's always
he
is
has
good
a
too.
song.
Not just talking about him. Both.
Oh, Eddie Rabbit has a song called Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man.
Oh, I know it. Yeah.
Really? It's sort of rare. Get on YouTube, look up Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man. And it's really just a song about making a pizza.
In Tullahoma, yeah.
In Tullahoma, Tennessee,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. He dance while they make it. And
Make
I
the
mean,
pizza and-
it get what I like about that song is it gives you all the ingredients.
Hmm. And the steps. It's kind of a recipe as much as it is
You
a
listen
song.
to that and get a workout and then eat a big pizza afterward. Because he dances in between. He adds
does.
anchovies and then he does a dance and then he puts it, in the oven eventually. And
I will
dances some
say
more.
that this song, if you want to stop the podcast right now and then get on YouTube and look up this Eddie Rabbit song, feel free to do that.
It's worth it, yeah.
Because dancing is in the title, but in the song he doesn't spend that much time talking about the dancing. Like you'd think he'd describe the moves, but he spends a lot of time on the pizza.
Well, that's what it's about. A pizza. He dances,
Well,
yeah,
pizza's
but
in the title,
he
but so
got
is
to work.
dancing.
He got to run a business.
True. That's true.
If he sat around just danced all day, it wouldn't
There'd be no pizza for
wouldn't be
anybody.
no. Yeah, he'd go out of business. But no, it's about him building the pizza. In between, he dancing. And I like to think it's for the customers more than he just an idiot,
So the song Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man, this came on the Wet Breads jukebox. And at Wet Breads, they were. Maybe you should slow down. Maybe that's why
fine,
you feel.
hell.
Maybe that's why you're getting sad.
Well,
So at Wet Breads, this Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man song came on, and the line in the song, the chorus goes, Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man, make me the juiciest pizza in the land.
is it Juicy Pete? Is that the line?
Yep, the juicy pizza.
Well, I never don't remember that line, but
Make me juiciest pizza in the land.
yeah, it don't sound right.
And, when you say juicy and pizza to Wet Breads, their mind gets to going. The same way, like if you said light bulb to Thomas Edison. It's just,
Yeah, that's why he made it. Yeah,
or if you said, car to Henry Ford,
Henry Ford made cars. Yeah,
he'd be like, that's it. So Wet Breads got to work in the kitchen, in the test kitchen, and it's not even out yet. It's coming out on Wednesday. I don't know why. But they
Wednesday?
designated Wednesday as the day they launch Wet Bread's Juicy Pizza.
Juicy pizza?
You say that with disgust.
Well, it don't sound right. Juicy don't sound. I don't like juicy and pizza together. It don't sound good to me. That don't.
Juicy pizza don't sound good to
Well,
you?
of course, wet breads didn't sound good to me. This I've
Exactly.
tried, but juicy seems juicy's like when you take a bite of a pear, grape, something juicy will run down your face. Pizza don't. I don't
Okay.
think that way. Biting into pizza and it falling all over your face. I don't like it.
Well, Jackie, imagine biting into a sweet, juicy pear. Are you imagining that right now?
What do you mean
Like
imagine?
a real, like a Harry and David pear.
Oh, I love Harry and David. That's
Christmas.
about juicy. You get it, and it coming, and they keep it that way in the mail. I don't know how to do it.
Yep. That means Christmas is coming when
Yep.
somebody got a Harry and David. So just imagine biting into that sweet juice, and you taste that pear, Jackie, and you know how it's getting in your beard. It's
I
going to
know.
run down your face. Now imagine instead of sweet pear, it tastes like savory pizza, like some sausage and some cheese.
Now, I like pizza.
and
I just
tomato
don't like
sauce.
pizza running in
Well, imagine though.
pear juice and sauce is different. If he called it saucy pizza, I'd get a better idea. When you say juice, it just seems juicy pizza. I'll try these wet breads if they're coming out with it.
Let
Don't
me-
matter.
I'm trying to do some radio theater here to describe to you because they let me try it. I got to go in there and try it, and the only thing I can say is when they say juicy pizza,
Yeah.
it describes it perfectly. But I can't tell you until you experience it. It's kind of like wet bread. You go, oh, it's wet bread. No, it's wetter than wet. Doesn't even. They need a new word for wet for this bread, and they need a new word for juicy for this pizza. It's so juicy, Jackie, and so it's not like deep dish Chicago pizza. You're like, oh, it's like a thick. No, it's just.
Yeah, I don't like people like that New York style pizza.
No.
I don't like it because it all just slides right off of it. It's just like a little thin thing, and it just slides off. It's like soup all over it or something. I don't like it.
Well, this
cheese soup.
This is
something.
going to change your mind about juicy pizza.
Well, if you come from wet bread, we'll go down and get one Wednesday. That's fine.
Next time we go get pizza from somewhere else, you're gonna go, "What is this pizza? Why is it so dry? Like it should be juicier." Like,
I know,
you
I
had
got-
juicy pizza.
There ain't no good pizza anymore. It used to be you get on the phone. I'm looking for a good pizza. Pizza Hut. I remember back in the day, you seemed like it was good. Now it don't taste like
Well, see,
cardboard
this
or something like that.
Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man song come out in the 70s, and when I think of juicy pizza, the thing that come to my mind was like Pizza Hut from when I was a kid.
Yeah,
like
when
in
you
the early
in
80s.
yeah.
And they'd serve beer, and you'd go in there and sit down, and
70s,
you'd
yeah.
play Centipede at a table.
Yeah, it tastes good back in, when I...
And it was kind of juicy. If
Yeah.
I had to say what's juicy pizza, I'd say Pizza Hut from 1981.
I'd say greasy. I wouldn't say juicy, but, fresh, whatever, drippy.
And because of the song Tullahoma Dancing Pizza Man, they are actually training the Wet Bread's staff, friendly staff, a few moves, dancing-wise. So when you go up there and you order juicy pizza, now a lot of people now Subway sandwiches got pizza now. You seen that? You can get a little Subway pizza.
I seen it. I ain't gonna get none of that. It's gonna be as bad as the rest of them. I don't even like Papa John's, but I get those for everybody here just to, support them, give them some money.
That Subway pizza is about the perfect size and taste to wipe your ass with.
Hey, I don't want to.
But
I don't want to hear that.
well, let me tell you what you would juicy pizza.
I don't see you ruined it all. You
Why?
went down that road you talked about again, because now I'm going to
Oh,
think about
sure.
any pizza you going to bring up, think about you rubbing it on your rear end.
Well, let's just scratch that. You talking about me like all I ever talk about is child molesting or
All right, enough.
doo-doo. All right, so that's Wet Bread's Juicy Pizza coming up.
All right. When I get away from you, I'll go down there and try it. Looking
They
forward
said
to
to
it.
tell you to come on down there and get a piece in the test kitchen. They said Jackie won't believe it. Like Wet Bread's always, they went back to basics. They kind of took the concept of wet breads as far as they could go. Then they got back to basics. Now they're kind of branching out in a different direction, but they said, don't worry about the wet breads. It's going to stay wet. It's going to stay
good.
basic.
Long as that, good.
But they just wanted the song. Sometimes you get really inspired by a song.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. I did, yeah.
Like, there were a lot of songs when I was a kid that inspired me to become a truck driver.
You never did. You wouldn't know how to drive a truck to save your life.
No, I got inspired to look into it, though. It's in my Evernote. I got a list of things I need to do, my to-do list, and one of them is learn to be a truck driver.
All right, you done with your sponsor?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, it's Jackie Bros.
We're just now playing the theme song. Are you still, you drunk as hell? We just did an hour. Almost, we did 50 minutes of talking. You said, let's do the sponsor up first, and then we'll do the theme song.
You gonna blame that on me?
Yeah, you drunk as hell. You don't even know you spent.
Are you the one that did more talking than I did? Hell.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get down into the cobbler person and his.
You did child molestation
Yes.
and wiping your rear end with pizza. You spent an hour.
I'm sorry.
Why would anyone listen to this?
I don't know.
Why would anyone?
I don't know. And you drunk as hell, too. It ain't
I
helping.
ain't that hell.
Damn, Moo Paul. Whatever you putting in this stuff, you knocked Jackie on his ass.
I'm all right. I'm sitting up. I'm sitting here. I'm fine.
We got it. It's Oscar weekend. We doing this on
Who
Sunday.
the hell gives a damn?
People
Oscar
think
weekend.
Murfreesboro, like this town, Murfreesboro shuts down on Oscar weekend.
What?
In prayer, a lot of churches hold prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Prayer groups pray that the Hollywood's influence dies away, and godlessness.
Pray for a lightning bolt come down and get them all in one place.
Well, some of them do.
Some of them do. I ain't saying that's right, but they do. That's what they're doing. Don't say that they ain't.
But a lot of churches here in Murfreesboro use the Oscars as a good chance to get back in touch with.
Well, they show you,
God.
that one has the shut-in on Oscar night, and they show you what good movies are.
Oh, yeah, like Coley's Christian Cinemas be open on Oscar night.
Yeah, they say none of these, they're proud to admit that none of them got nominated, and then they got mad about that song or whatever.
Yeah, the song got kicked out.
Because it was Christian.
Yep, exactly.
They kicked the Christian. They found out that song was for a Christian movie, so they running that movie.
And that movie was called Green Screen Indian. Was that the name of that movie?
I don't know. I don't know name of all of them. I can't keep up with what the ones that did get the award, the ones that didn't get award. I can't remember them all.
Can you imagine if Rick Santorum, who started his own movie company, and works with Coley's Christian Cinemas a lot, can you imagine if he won an Oscar, they'd run him out of town?
Oh, he wouldn't be able to. He'd lose that job, yeah.
So we're doing this on Sunday. By the time this goes up, Oscars will done be over. I guess the churches will be letting out, and I guess those women be heading to Longhorns with a Z, either dance parlor, dance in parlor, or dance is parlor, getting their cigarettes and going out there. But Oscars be over. Who knows what'll be happening in Ukraine? I guess that's big news.
It's World War III. People saying, Obama, listen now. He said there's
Jackie,
going.
let me just say, you're
What?
pretty drunk. And we've already been down a few
It
dark
don't
paths on what's
matter.
supposed to be a humorous podcast. And I just don't know. You're pretty loaded, and I'm afraid we're going to get darker and weirder. And maybe we should just wrap it up.
If the world is dark and weird, then so am I.
Well, that's true.
There you go. We gonna have Obama fighting Russia for us. Everybody excited to see that?
They roll his eye. They roll. What did they say? Lindsey
Graham said every time he said Obama's getting tough or whatever, everybody rolls their eyes.
That's true. But
Well, it
people
is
also
true,
roll
yeah.
their eyes every time Lindsey Graham talks.
It's the same thing, yeah.
So checkmate.
Yeah.
But he's right.
He's
Obama's
right, yeah.
saying, oh, there's going to be consequences. Jackie, what if Obama come in here and said, Jackie bros, there's going to be consequences for what you've done?
Yeah, right. I'd roll them eyes, what I'd do.
I wish you could see Jackie rolling his eyes
I'm
right
rolling
now.
them right now.
Or are your eyes just rolling back in your head because you're so drunk on me?
I ain't that drunk, hell.
You drained that Prego jar, I'll tell you that.
Well,
You did have a lot of ice in it.
they watered down a little bit. Yeah, you couldn't drink that. Couldn't drink that just straight up. It'd burn a hole through your mouth.
Some good ice shine.
I want to say something right now about this Ukraine. I know some other people saying it, but there ain't enough out there. Now, you talk about the lamestream media doing this and that, running people down like they do, conservatives, and everybody laughed at you remember Sarah Palin, don't you? Christmas book.
Oh, yeah, I love that Christmas book.
Yeah. Sarah Palin,
Uh-huh.
back when she ran for president. It was she run for vice president. And
Holy, well, that was her.
McCain
That Christmas book.
got up and made the speech, everything else.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot that was her.
Her
I
daughter
thought she
got
was-
pregnant. Her daughter had a TV show on for a while.
That's right. I just was associating her with Christmas more than anything
Well,
else.
that's what she's known for now.
It's
is
Christmas.
Christmas
Like,
books.
that's like you telling me Santa Claus ran for vice president
Yeah.
or something. I'd be like, did he? And even if he did, it'd take you a second because mainly now he brings you the presents.
Yeah.
Or like you say, polar bears do stuff besides Coke commercials. You go, what?
Yeah.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah.
I just forgot for a second because of
Well,
Christmas.
back in, it's been a while, yeah, but
Power of
Christmas,
Christmas.
power of Christmas is, you know, mess up everything. Can, confuse your thoughts anyway, yeah.
Just like a Prego jar full of ice shine can confuse Jackie Brole's thoughts, apparently.
It don't matter what time of year it is to drink that, though, Christmas or not. But I'm trying to make a point, and you keep jumping in there. Anyway, Sarah Palin, a Christmas book writer, she said back in when she was running vice president, governor, she was governor too, governor of Alaska. That's where she knows
Holy, that was her.
that's Christmas up there close, North Pole, everything else.
Oh, that's why I'm getting
the
it.
snow.
That's why I'm getting it confused.
Well, it all goes together. You just have to sit back and think about it. But anyway, so back in when she was running vice president, she said, Obama's not going to know what to do when Russia invades Ukraine. Now, she said it back in, and everybody went, see Russia House, made funny jokes, this and that. Now, granted, this before she wrote Christmas books, and she would, people said those sort of things about
People
her.
didn't take her as seriously.
Well, yeah, back in.
It's hard to believe. So she totally predicted.
She was ready for this, and people all said she was unprepared and wasn't fit for office, this and that, and everything about that woman jumped up and down on her, made her but I don't know how many jokes. And she was prepared for this, 2007, 2008.
So Putin hears this, hears her say that, and he's probably like, well, she's on to us. If they win, we
if
can't
they win,
invade.
I can't do it. And as soon as Obama took office, he remembered
And he's like, well, 6 years from now, it's on.
I'm doing it. I'm going to
It's
do what I
on
want
right
to.
after the Olympics. And I'm not even being facetious, folks. He could have had it all planned out. He's a smart, crafty man.
Well, not as smart as she is.
No,
I'd like to see Putin write a Christmas book.
I wouldn't even be able to read.
I wouldn't read a Russian Christmas book. If you paid me money, I wouldn't do it.
So do we not like Russia now, or do we kind of like him?
We
'Cause
never did like Russia. Russia's always bad.
he is showing Obama his ass a little bit.
Well, how hard is that to do?
Now, Bush liked Putin. Bush said he looked into his eyes and
I
seen
saw
his soul.
saw his soul and all that. Yeah.
So he can't be that bad.
Well,
Also, there's a bunch of fascists I keep hearing. I can't figure out who the fascists are. Because there's a lot, supposedly, there's in the rebels and the people that kicked the Ukraine president out, everybody keeps saying all them fascists.
Yes, since Obama took office, it used to be easy. Now, remember how easy it used to be? They're the bad guys, this the good guy, that and that.
Mm-hmm.
Since Obama took office, is Syria, I don't know what the hell, either, this going on, Russia, Ukraine, I don't know. Everything's
sounds
confusing.
like a lot of people fighting, and they all hate Jews.
Well, there's that. That always, that's beginning the time till,
And sometimes people who don't like Jews fight people who do like Jews. This over there just sounds like a bunch of they keep accusing each other of being Nazis, of like hating Jews the most.
Yeah.
But they all kind of hate Jews too. So I don't know.
Who knows what?
That's all I got out of it.
Now, when Bush was in office, we knew who the bad guy was. We knew how to take care of it, and the job got done. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We went in there.
There wasn't no question.
Now, you can only be president for 8 years in this country. You can be president once for 4 years, and then you get reelected. I don't mean to give a civics lesson, but you can be president for 4 years and then get reelected for
8. Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
4 plus 4. I don't mean to give a mathematics lesson, but 4 plus 4 equal 8.
Just
8
explain how it works.
That's
yeah.
it. Now,
That's
sometimes you start a war and you president, and that war going to last. God, Jackie, come on. We're nearly done here.
Hell.
We did an hour of talking about Cobbler and the horrors of life, and now we're going to do about 7 minutes on Ukraine.
Well,
you can start a war, and it may take longer than your 8 years. It ain't Bush's fault that he started this war and a couple wars, and he had to leave it
he
to
had
Obama.
to go before he got.
That's the American people's fault because they elected Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that. They took if McCain would have got in there, things have been bad. Don't get me wrong, but at least you'd have Sarah Palin in there.
To make
she would have been able to at least advise him on this particular event going on now. That'd be my number one person. She was talking about this back in. Get her in here right now.
People made fun of her, and somebody knew what they were talking about, and it was Sarah Palin.
But McCain, as bad as other stuff he would have done, he would at least keep that war going. At least he's mad right now because Al Qaeda flag flying there now.
Nothing Obama does is gonna make McCain happy.
Oh, well, hell no. Because
everything he does is awful.
Yeah.
And McCain is never happy.
It don't matter. Even if Obama was a good president, which hell he ain't, but if he was, McCain still wasn't like him.
But that doesn't mean McCain's not right.
McCain's right, but it wouldn't make any difference whether he's right.
It's a tough road to hoe trying to get McCain to be happy about something. So is Sarah Palin saying that she was really well versed in Putin and Russia and what Putin was liable to do and the Ukraine situation, and she saw how it was going to develop in 5 or 6 years, or is she just psychic? Does she have abilities, like superhuman abilities? Like if she were vice president, would she be in a room with a bunch of like advisors on Eastern Europe and the history of the Ukraine and Crimea and Russia, and they're talking about border disputes and where the country like breaks down on pro-Russia and anti? Or is she just sitting in there and they've got it all closed off and it's like The Shining? I mean, is she just one person in there just like getting messages from the beyond about what's going to happen? Is it like Minority Report? Is she seeing flashes of possible futures in there?
I don't know.
Or is she just like a student of Russian history?
She made fun of her every time she talked about Russia. It seems like she knows more about it than anybody else now. That's all how she knows it. I don't know.
What if everything else she says comes to pass too? We should be pouring over everything she has written on her Facebook.
I'm going to start right now. I'm going to get on there and read all day. You have to show me. I know I said sometimes there ain't anything on the computer worth clicking on, looking at this and that, but we get on her, what is it?
Get on her Facebook.
Facebook, Twitters. I love old Fred Thompson. Twitters is good. Need to look at hers too. We're going to go back. Somebody needs to be doing some studying and stuff because they talk, remember, they all them specials on his channel. Nostradamus and all that stuff, you know,
Yep.
people still go over and look at everything he said. So
That's
I
what
say
we need to do.
I say the same thing with Sarah Palin. Yeah, everything. Look at all of it.
Look at everything she said.
If she was psychic, then she probably. Why would she even run for?
Well, maybe she doesn't. She needs someone to teach her to harness her powers, like a Professor X.
Well, some psychics can't help what to see, like
The ice is gonna break.
Dead Zone. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Old Dead Zone. He'd touch you by mistake. Just excuse me. Shake, you know, he'd trying to get past somebody or introduce, shake your hand, and soon you rub him the wrong way, he sees, you know, your baby on fire or something.
I hope Sarah Palin never has to say anything like that. It's bad enough she had to know about this. You live with
Well,
this
yeah,
Ukraine
it's-
situation. Watch yourself not get voted in. Go through all this stuff. Write a Christmas book, and try
A couple of them. I think she wrote a couple.
try
good
to
Christmas
keep
books,
her
yeah.
heart jolly and in the festive Christmas spirit, knowing all the time that this was going to happen.
Well, you can't live your life in dread. You can't do it. Bless her heart, she got all them kids and grandbabies raised. She can't just walk around feeling terrible all the time. She got to get on and enjoy the good things in life. And if Christmas ain't one of those, then I don't know what is.
It is kind of like a Dead Zone where, like, he knows something. Like, Sarah Palin knew this whole time, and we said, the American people, not us, American people said, nope, sorry, sister, see you later.
Well, in old Dead Zone, remember, he tried to shoot Martin Sheen being president. He knew. He saw what Martin Sheen going to do. But, of course, Obama, being the first black president, you can't do that.
How much did you have of that stuff to drink?
Huh?
That's
I'm
just,
saying like a movie. I ain't saying you should. I'm saying like a movie. I ain't saying no one should shoot anybody.
oh, my God.
In movie Dead
No,
Zone,
you couldn't make a movie about shooting Obama. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that.
I know that. I'm saying in Dead Zones, he was running for president. And if he saw that in
Was he running for president?
Martin Sheen was going to be president, blow up World War III.
It wasn't just senator or something like that?
He was a senator then, but he's
Okay.
going to be president. He saw us in the future. He was walking past him in the hallway somewhere, or he fell. I think he fell down and had to help him up, just trying to do a good deed, and then saw that he was going to blow up a world. And so he got a gun, going to go kill him before he blew up a world. Now, see, nowadays it makes him racist.
Well, folks, that's probably the podcast for today. We're just going to go ahead and wrap her up. We got a lot of reading to do. Jackie's snockered, so he's going to make me read Fred Thompson's Twitter over and over to him. Nothing worse than reading Twitter.
I'm
Jackie.
saying the movie was like that. I ain't telling nobody to shoot nobody.
We're going to go, we may rewatch Dead Zone.
It's Martin Sheen was going to blow up the world, World War III.
Get on iTunes, rate and review. We're on Stitcher Radio now. We're on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Stitcher Radio. We're putting them up on YouTube. Go back and listen to episode 68, which is Sponsors All Sponsors 2. We're going to keep putting those up. So if somebody says, why do I listen to these podcasts? Go listen to the sponsor ones. That's sort of civic duty Murfreesboro, a little lesson in Murfreesboro history. And people say, that sounds awful.
And heed my words, go back and read, study everything Sarah Palin said.
It's sort of like the Bible. What's the last? Revelation.
Well, maybe.
It's like if Sarah Palin had written Revelation, there'd be a lot more Christmas in it.
Well,
So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Moo Paul.
yeah, see, yeah.